Mary Kalka was raised in Chandler, Oklahoma. At the same time, Rob Shuey grew up in Springfield, Ohio, but both were drawn to Oklahoma State University.
I grew up in Chandler, Oklahoma, 45 minutes or so down the road. Grew up on a small farm and ranch, so I was involved in 4-H, FFA, showing cattle. Had the opportunity as a young person through those organizations to get on campus quite a bit when I was in middle school and high school.
I'm originally from the state of Ohio, Springfield, Ohio. I grew up in what you would call a diversified farm. Cattle, a lot of grain, a lot of crops. I had read about the university. I really hadn't visited here before I made the decision to come here. But university, as it does now, had a really good reputation. So it was a pretty easy decision once I decided to leave the state and get out of the state of Ohio. It was a pretty easy decision to come here.
He joined the meat judging team in 1979, which had only one woman at the time, Mary.
I just didn't think about it from that male-female perspective. I just thought about it. This is an opportunity to learn more and grow my skill.
I thought, well, if I get to the meats team, that'll be a good background to get into livestock judging and help on the livestock. But it was tremendous, that opportunity to learn more about meat and get to the plants.
I'll never forget the first time that we went to the IBP plant in Dakota City, and it was just, I had no idea that you could work that many cattle in one day. It was phenomenal to get to see that kind of thing.
And ultimately, when you get right down to it, going to those plants led me into the career that I ended up being in.
And it's long hours on the road, in the van with those people, whether it be practicing in the cold weather maybe, or hot weather at a livestock judging contest, or in a meat packing plant for 12, 15 hours a day. So that added dedication and drive is very important.
During those hours, Mary and Rob got to know each other and began dating. Both received animal science degrees in 1981 and got married shortly after graduation. Mary went into education, later going to Mississippi State for her master's degree.
At the time I graduated, it was, early 80s, and women in agriculture, we were just getting, merging in there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But there weren't a lot of opportunities for myself. I didn't feel like at the time, but I knew we were blazing a trail and it would get better. But I feel like I had the opportunity to make a difference in a lot of children or young people's lives.
She spent her career teaching high school science classes, primarily biology, and retired after 30 years of education. The Iowa Beef Partnership offered Rob a job after graduation. He had interned with the company during his senior year. IBP was later purchased by Tyson Foods, and he remained with them for more than 40 years.
I got the opportunity to have a lot of different jobs within the company, whether it be pricing or margin management, strategic planning, that kind of stuff. Spent the last 13 years in international, whether that be the red meat side or the hide side, and then the last 5 years as the senior vice president of international, where I had responsibility for all the international fresh meat sales. So it was great. We got to travel a lot, sold a lot of meat internationally, really understood the importance to the industry, the U.S. industry, just how important exports are.
Wherever they went, the Shueys brought OSU with them, quite literally.
We have a life-size Pistol Pete, and he looks real. Anytime I had the opportunity to bring him to the office, because we have our own kind of gigging up there with different schools, Pistol Pete would come in. We've had the governor of South Dakota, Governor Nome, she's had her picture taken too, so she might not think she's a cowboy. Her picture is taken with Pistol Pete.
Rob and Mary are always, when we're in South Dakota at our international contest there at the Tyson headquarters, they always show up for the night before event. He has a cardboard cutout life-size Pistol Pete, always brings it, really gets the students motivated, loves interacting with our judging team while we're there.
Rob and Mary have supported the Department of Animal and Food Sciences throughout their careers. The Rob and Mary Kalka Shuey Animal and Food Sciences Endowed Graduate Student Fellowship Fund provides financial assistance to the meat and livestock judging teams.
Rob and Mary Shuey are just wonderful people. They are so engaged in Oklahoma State University, and especially the students.
I was fairly financially strapped during college, and having to pay for your meals and pay for your hotel room and things like that. I mean, the university provided travel for us, but I knew how much that extra cash would help because it was enough just to make your rent payment and the other, buy your books, pay your tuition. So for me to give back to somebody so they don't have to have that, they get to experience being on the judging team without saying financially it's prohibited.
The couple received the 2022 Dr. Robert Todashek Brand of Excellence Award from the OSU Animal Sciences Alumni Association. They are also major gift donors to the New Frontiers campaign.
Rob and Mary Shuey were certainly one of the people that stepped up and helped make the new building come to reality. They did that with one of the huddle rooms that's on the second floor. Already in the building, I've seen that room used almost every morning when I come into the office, and it's so great to be able to open the door, look out, and see the building alive with students.
The couple has seen firsthand the importance of judging teams and agriculture.
There isn't a university that has the uniqueness that this university has with the live animal units.
I couldn't believe how many kids were coming from other places. I mean, that you go online, you look for where you want to go to school, and this is one of the things that interests you, and then this university is just a rock star there.
Anytime I had the opportunity to interview kids coming out of school, I looked at their background. If they had a ag background, tremendous. How they grew up, farm, ranch, whatever, but livestock teams, and those kids, most of the time, have some kind of competitive advantage too because they could communicate, they can look you in the eye, and they're straightforward. They're good kids.
Celebrating Mary and Rob Shuey, 2024 Ferguson College of Agriculture Distinguished Alumni.